Hey guys, Crystal Thompson here for Simon Says Stamp. I'm so excited to show you the newest collaboration. This is Gina K's Festive Flower, and we are celebrating Stamptember. This is a super large stamp. It is absolutely beautiful with some gorgeous script sentiments. For this project, you're going to need some inks. We're going to need espresso from Altenio, green apple from Simon Says, coordinating cardstock to the green, white cardstock, a blender, sequins, your sequin rubber, and some watercolor brushes. We are going to begin by doing some ink blending. We're going to grab an ink blender and our piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 of the Nina 110 pound, and we are going to blend all over this cardstock, and we're just going to try to keep that center part of the cardstock nice and even, and then the outer edges much darker. Once we are done, we are going to add some of that color onto the lid of our green apple. We're going to grab our water brush and we're going to create some beautiful splatters. This is going to create texture along with that ink blending, so you don't have this very soft color. You also have some texture added to this. All right, we're going to set that aside, let it dry for a little bit. Make sure it is completely dry before you continue to stamp. Next, I'm using the Altenio Crisp inks in Espresso along with the leafy stamp set from the Gina K Festive Flower. So I'm going to do a repetitive pattern stamping all around this gorgeous green blended cardstock. And honestly, I love doing the blending and then the splatters instead of just doing a solid piece of cardstock. I think it gives it that much more. So we're going to continue stamping these little flowers. I'm going to take my time on this because I want to be sure that I have a nice, clean, and crisp image. If you find that your image is bleeding a little bit, that means your cardstock is not completely dry from the splatters if you did that. So I'm going to speed this up just for the process of the video, but I'm going to go all around the cardstock. One of my suggestions as well is to protect your surface, and by doing that you can grab a piece of printer paper, which is what I did, and then that way you don't have to clean up your beautiful table or whatever your surface is. You have this piece of printer paper and you can reuse that printer paper for other times that you do repetitive stamping on the edges. Okay, now we're going to move on to putting our card together. So I have a piece of one-sided foam. One-sided foam does not have the sticky back on two sides. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove the backing of the sticky side. We're going to place this directly onto our cardstock that we had blended. And we're going to place that down. And instead of using strips or little squares that take a lot when you're using to secure something like a large piece of background, you can use the foam adhesive. So then I'm going to come in with my Tombow runner and I'm going to place the non-sticky side down, and this is going to erase that whole panel. I'm going to do it on the top, and we're going to leave a little bit of that green apple cardstock exposed at the bottom. For sentiment, I'm using the Happy Holidays again from the Festive Flower. I have stamped and heat embossed in white on a piece of white cardstock. Now I'm going to trim it up into a nice little rectangle, which is going to fit very nicely onto the center of this card. Once we have trimmed all 4 edges, we're going to come in with some foam tape, and this is double-sided foam adhesive. We're going to just grab a strip and just put it across that rectangle on the back. It's going to grab everything. And we're going to place this off to the right, not completely centered, but again, trying to keep within that light green that we got going on. Then we're going to come in with some beautiful green apple sequins. We're going to grab our Tombow liquid glue We're going to add all these dots, and then we're going to come in and add the sequins. I am using the Crystal Katana sequin tool for this. It makes it super, super easy to add the sequins. And that does it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today on this quick tutorial using the Gina K and Simon Says Stamp Festive Flowers for STAMPTEMBER. Be sure to stick around, click subscribe so I can keep getting you videos like this. This is Crystal Thompson. Have an amazing day.